So these are the areas wherein the trap will be there. Is it 1 month or 2 months? The resolution of approval must be passed by, is it special majority or simple majority in both the houses? So how many above are possible real life applications? So are possible. Matlab kya? Whenever the word possible comes, go for future based approach. So can UPSC say that reinforcement learning cannot be used for self-driving cars after 1 million years? Always make sure that three things: words, facts, and correct or incorrect. These are three things you have to underline. So can UPSC say that all of the above mentioned here will not even potentially contribute maybe 0.1% to the increase in the troposphere? Can UPSC say that? No. So here the word is not mainly, the word is not primarily, word is not significantly, could potentially contribute to a change. Now one thing I want to say is that, see, 2 hours is a long time. Okay, and that is not something that you should be wasting a bit. So if your time management and rounds is actually very good, then in my opinion, you don't need to watch this class, okay? Because it's 2 hours, so 2 hours is very valuable for you in this last close to 32 days. So if you're someone who's already mastered your time management, different rounds, then you don't need to listen a bit, okay? Now, as all of you know, this is not going to be a general discussion, so it will be a live solving session of 2 hours. So I'm not going to be repeating the same thing that I said before. All of you know how I do the same. Okay? So Abhi, the time is 11:05. Okay? The time is 11:05. Yeah. Good morning, Abhishek. The time is Abhi 11:06. So I'll start the same. Okay? So in this paper as well, we have the same composition. 15, 16 for polity, then followed by geography, then followed by economy, then environment, then science and technology. So the same composition only I'll also be following. So let's start. It's 11:06. So consider the following statements regarding Article 352. Do I have a clarity regarding Article 352? Yes. The proclamation must be based on written recommendation of the Union Cabinet consisting of Prime Minister and other members of Cabinet rank. The proclamation must be approved by both the House of Parliament within 1 month. So these are the areas wherein the trap will be there. Is it 1 month or 2 months? The resolution of approval must be passed by, is it special majority or simple majority in both the houses? Now what is the question here? Which of the following statements above are necessarily required to ensure the continued validity? So it's not about what are the conditions to be satisfied to conditions or the preconditions for to declare national emergency. It's basically conditions to require the continued validity beyond 1 month. So continued validity beyond 1 month. Matlab, this is a precondition, right? So only in case of written condition, it's a precondition, one won't be there. It's 1 month only, I know. It's special majority or simple majority, it's special majority only. So therefore, here 2 and 3 will be the answer. I know the same, so therefore I take the same. Which of the following best reflects the idea? The best reflects the idea of constitutionalism. Constitution is basically constitutional government having a constitution, following the rule of law and baki sab. So rule of law will be there. Rule of law is as same as absence of arbitrary power. So 2 will also be there. Directly elected by the head of the state. Now directly elected by the head of state. Now whenever polity-based question come, you always try to counter the same by using examples. Now directly elected head of the state. First of all, India is not directly elected. India is indirectly elected. India is a constitutionalism. UK इस पे डायरेक्टली इलेक्टेड नहीं है, उस पे किंग और क्वीन है. जापान पे भी यू हैव द किंग, इंडोनेशिया पे भी यू हैव द किंग. सो इफ देयर इज अ किंग और इफ इट्स अ डायरेक्टली इलेक्टेड पोजीशन बाय द यूएस, this does not constitute the idea of constitutionalism. So this is not a major common. Even India directly elected head of state is not there, but India follows constitutionalism. So 3 will be wrong. This mostly represents republic. So here 1 and 2 will be the answer here. Consider the following statements regarding deputy speaker. Now deputy speaker is a question that we can expect because after 2019 we did not have any deputy speakers. Sorry, 2024 we did not have deputy speakers. The deputy speaker is nominated by the speaker. Are they nominated by the speaker? No, they are not nominated by the speaker. They are basically elected. Okay, so they are not nominated. While proceeding over the house, the deputy speaker can exercise all the powers of a speaker, including certifying a bill as money bill. All the powers? I'm not sure. The deputy speaker can be removed from the office by a resolution passed by simple majority. Now this is where the fact is. This is where they counter. Is it simple majority, special or effective majority? It's not simple majority, it's effective majority. Speaker and deputy speaker is basically effective majority. If both the offices of the speaker is basically vacant, then the speaker and deputy speaker duties are performed by the senior most member. No, they are not performed by the senior most member, right? They are basically done by a panel of chairpersons. The senior most member or the pro tem speaker is the person who basically provides the oath to the newly appointed, newly inducted MPs, right? So 4 will not be there, 3 is not there, 1 be nahi hai. So therefore, oh, we don't have none. Okay, then we got the answer. Because all the other options are wrong and none of the above is not there, so therefore 2 will be correct. Good. How many of the above are correct? Okay. Now here, fourth one. Consider the following statements. The leader of the house is elected by the members of the respective house, while the leader of opposition is recognized based on the strength of the opposition party. Leader of the house is elected by the members. No, the leader of the house is basically decided by the ruling party. Leader of the house will always be the Prime Minister in the Lok Sabha. So one to galat hai. The leader of the house is a constitutional post under Article 45, whereas the leader of opposition is a purely informal role. No, it's not an informal role, right? The leader of the opposition is basically a statutory role and they have the rank of a cabinet member. So therefore 2 is incorrect. As per the rules of procedure. Now this is a very important trap. Mostly UPSC provides this. Either it will be on the basis of constitution or it will be on the basis of rules. So always when the rules come, do make sure that they are mentioned in the rules, or maybe they are mentioned in the constitution, or maybe it will be in convention. Okay. According to the rules and procedure and conduct of the Lok Sabha, the leader of the house has the power to suspend a member. No, this will never be there, right? So because only the speaker has the power and the chairman of the Lok Sabha has the power. So which of the following statements is incorrect? All the above are incorrect. So therefore D will be the answer. Always make sure that 3 things, words, facts and correct or incorrect. These are 3 things you have to underline. Consider the following judgments of Supreme Court. Minerva Mill, Ayarkalo, SR Bommai. How many of the above cases were mainly related to limiting the amending powers of the Constitution? Now when the word mainly comes, what is the way you have to think? Do you think here all the above will be the answer here? Anyone? Do you think all the above will be the answer? If you're not sure, never go with all 3, okay? For the fact that the word mainly is written here. So mineral mills, we know that they are related to amending the power. IR Kolo also, only before Keshavanda Bharti case, Baki sub cases pe, the Supreme Court can review the Supreme Court has judicial review. So 2 is also there. SR Bommai case is not mainly related to amending power. It's basically related to President rule, Article 356, Article 352. It's mostly related to federalism. So therefore 3 won't be there. So therefore only 2 will be the answer. 6 pay. Consider the following statements. Kerala has seen the highest number among all Indian states. Kerala? No, Kerala पे इतने सारे नहीं था. पहले एक communist government था. उसके बिना कुछ भी नहीं था. So 1 will be incorrect. Usually where are the issues happening? Punjab पे है, Manipur पे, Mizoram पे. Mostly it's the northern states or Jammu and Kashmir or Punjab will be the answer. During president rule, the state legislature can be dissolved only after the president's proclamation is approved by the parliament. ऐसा है? I'm not sure. The president rule can continue indefinitely subject to indefinitely nahi hai, only for 3 years. So 3 galat hai. Laws made by the parliament on state subjects during president rule continue to operate even after the MC under changed by the state legislature. So I'm always confused with this, whether is it 1 year or is it 6 months. I always have a confusion regarding the same, so I'm not sure how many of the above are correct. So 1 galat hai, 3 galat hai. So therefore only 3 and all 4 will not be the answer. The rest I'll do it in the second round. Now 6 pe, how many of the above were given statehood through the amendment to the constitution? So amendment to the constitution matlab article 2 the state should have been a foreign territory pehle. Then it will become a state. Then only constitutional amendment is required. Baki sab cheez pe, when a state is bifurcated or already it's a part of territory, then Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act, Tamil Nadu State Reorganization Act, ऐसे ही होगा. So Sikkim was an associate state. Sikkim was a foreign state and it was made an Indian state. So therefore constitutional amendment will be required. Telangana AP Reorganization Act, Tamil Nadu State Reorganization Act 1956. So 1 and 3 will not be there. Sikkim pe baare mein I'm not very sure. But फिर भी the answer will be only 1 or none. So therefore all 2 and all 3 I can ignore. The money bill is never introduced in the Council of States for the patient I'm not sure. Article 9 or 10. The community must possess a shared culture, ethnic that binds the population together. Community must be acquired state territory, meaning it possesses supreme power of any authority outside. The community must have established definite territory and recognition. To classify community as a state in political history, which of the following are necessary? So state means four things, right? You should have a population, you should have a defined territory, it should have sovereignty, and it should have population, sovereignty, geography. Okay, the community must possess shared culture. No, this is a nation. Let's say, for example, India. India does not have a shared cultural, ethnic, or linguistic identity, right? So one will not be there. Sovereignty is there. Supreme lawmaking power is. This is also there. Defined territory be hai, international borders be hai, population be hai. So therefore here 2 and 3 will be the answer. Okay, so 2 and 3 will be the answer. Question number 10. Exactly two of these provisions are compulsory, voluntary. I'm not pretty sure regarding the same. I'll skip the same. Polity is a bit easy in my opinion when compared to full test 2. Full test 2 and open test 2 and open test 1, the polity was a bit hard. Okay. In the context of completion of RTI 20 years. Now, which are the acts and policies that you need to follow? Let's say for example, Rashtriya Gogul Yojana. It was asked in 2025, right? For the fact that 2014 pe wo question tha. Mostly it's the 10-year anniversary. Lokpal also, it came in 2014. Lokpal was asked in 2025 because it was a 10th anniversary, and also the first Lokpal was appointed in 2025. So mostly it's the 10th anniversary, 5-year anniversary, 50th year anniversary. Mostly UPSC gets inspiration from. So 20 years is a good amount of time. So therefore, RTI Act can be asked. The RTI Act only applies to central government bodies and state government must pass laws? No. Kerala State RTI Act, I have never heard about the same. TK. RTI Act basically applies to both central and state governments. So one will not be there. Any person, including foreign nationals, can file an RTI application. Foreign nationals, I'm not sure. Intelligence and security organizations specified in second schedule. So it's saying that only those agencies which are specified in second schedule are completely exempt. Maybe the spectrum is very less here. It's specifying that only specified in second schedule are completely exempt. So maybe they are, but completely exempt, I'm not sure. I'll skip the same, but either be one nahi aayega, so therefore all three will not be the answer. How many of them are correct? Consider the following. The government has the power to appoint and remove the holder of office when the government determines how many of them are used by office of profit. I'm not sure. I'll skip the same. With reference to estimates committee, do I know the same? Yes, completed 75 years. Okay, fine. It is the largest committee of the parliament consisting of 30 members annually from both Lok Sabha and Lok Sabha. No. Estimates committee basically looks after the budget, reviews the budget. So therefore, it will only be there in Lok Sabha. So Rajya Sabha nahi hai, one galat hai. The budget's primary mandate. So always make sure that when the word primarily come, there might be serious chances that it may be incorrect, right? So if you're not getting a direct relation between the same, treat it as incorrect. Okay. So the committee's primary mandate is to examine the budget. So is there a relation between estimates committee and to examine the budget estimates? Yes, there is a direct relation between the same. So therefore, if UPSC introduces the word primarily, it does not make any difference, right? And suggest economics in public expenditure, earning the title of continuous economic committee. Okay, maybe. The committee is a temporary committee. Is it an ad hoc committee? No, it's a standing committee, right? It's a standing committee. So there are basically three major finance committees: Committee on Public Accounts Committee, Department of Public Undertakings, and Estimates Committee. All of them are standing committees. So 3 bhi galat hoga. How many of the above are correct? If you eliminate 3, then directly you will get the answer. 2 only. Okay. Part 5, dealing with the largest number, I don't know. Part 20, single article, I don't know. I'll skip the question. Raghav was given a temporary relief. I'll do it later. Not completely sure. 3-language policy also, I'm not completely sure. Okay. Geographical question regarding the historical Vasco da Gama and all, Lisbon to Calicut. I'm very poor in oceanography. I'll skip the same. Which of the following factors could potentially contribute to a change in the height of a troposphere when measured? So what is the logic here? Everyone, what do you think is the logic here? Could potentially contribute. So what is the logic that we should go for? Anyone? What is the logic here? Could potentially contribute. Matlab, the spectrum is very high here, right? So can UPSC say that all of the above mentioned here will not even potentially contribute maybe 0.1% to the increase in the troposphere? Can UPSC say that? No. So here the word is not mainly, the word is not primarily, word is not significantly, could potentially contribute to a change. So even if you're not sure regarding the same, latitudinal difference definitely may be there, seasonal variation may be there, increasing greenhouse effect, volcanic eruptions, maybe. UPSC can never say that choti si bhi rahi, even 0.1 millimeter it won't be there. UPSC can never say that, so therefore better to go with D. Okay. Consider the following shadow zones of earthquakes. I'm not sure. Mostly all the geography questions, I take it for the second round. I'm not sure. If this was a very interesting question here, obviously I know the answer, but for B, I won't be doing it from the first round. Geostrophic wings, I'm not sure. Okay. Consider the following information regarding the world's largest producers. Okay, I know. Uranium, मुझे पता है. It's actually Australia, Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is the largest producer. Copper, Chile पे है. Silver, Mexico, I'm not sure. But Mexico is a very, very specific option. If they wanted to make it wrong, then they could have provided maybe USA, Iran, or maybe any famous country, Russia or something. I don't think they will provide let's say for example, I am making the question here. Will I add the country Mexico and make it incorrect? I will go for a famous country, right? I will provide USA, can provide United Kingdom, I can provide France. Mexico, मेरा मन में आ जाएगा question when I make the question. I'm not sure, ठीक है? ऐसे ही सोचना है, ठीक है? Why would UPSC provide a very specific country such as Mexico and make it incorrect? ऐसे ही सोचना है. So here 2 and 3 is correct. Sorry, 1 and 3 will definitely be correct. So therefore only 1 and none will not be the answer. Rest I'll take it for the second round. Okay. Dead Sea is named because its waters cannot support microscopic aquatic life. In this context, consider the following. Dead Sea already has a high rate of evaporation. Large influx of rivers? No. If there is a large influx of rivers, then it will have fresh water, right? But Dead Sea is one of the saltiest sea in the world. It's the saltiest sea in the world. You can actually float in that. So if there is an influx of rivers, there is an influx of fresh water. So therefore, 2 will not be there. Location within a Rift Valley? Yes, it's located between Jordan and Israel. It is there. How many of the above can be considered the reason? Can be considered. So 1% logic can be applied here, but for B, there is no large influx of rivers, right? Can we say that maybe 0.1% rivers is there? No, that's why we introduced the word large. So since the word large is here, 1% logic will not apply here. So therefore, 2 is incorrect. So therefore, 1 and 3 will be the answer here. A traveler crosses the international date line. Okay, it requires thinking. I'll keep it for second round. 26B. If you were to visit Lakshadweep Islands and Andaman Nicobar Islands, which of the following contrasting features would you observe? So what are the contrasting features? Lakshadweep is primarily of coral origin. Okay, even if the word primarily is there, Lakshadweep is of coral origin, we know. While Andaman is a volcanic extension. Yes, Andaman is a volcanic extension. Basically, it's a part of Indonesia, Malaysia, Borneo, Waiya. And also that's the reason why we have Barren Island volcano, Narkandam volcano. Right, so 1 is correct. Lakshadweep has a significant presence of tropical evergreen. Tropical evergreen, Lakshadweep has significant presence is there, yes. But whereas Andaman is mostly dry deciduous, no. Andaman is also tropical evergreen, right? So 2 is incorrect. Andaman is probably the first region where we get the monsoon. Okay. So therefore, it's tropical evergreen. Andaman has India's only active volcano, while Lakshadweep has none. Yes, since Lakshadweep is a coral island, 1 and 3 is complementary here. Andaman has barren island. So therefore, 3 is correct, 1 is correct, 2 galte. So therefore, only 2 will be the answer. How many of the above are correct? Okay. Sahi hai. Earth axis were tilted. I am not sure. I'll skip it for second round. Coal sector, 28. A significant share. Coal sector, do I know? Yes. A significant share of India's coal reserve is of bitumen variety and much of it belonging to non-cooking category. I'm not sure. Significant share bitumen variety hai, lekin non-cooking hai. I'm not sure. Coal India Limited contributes to more than 3/4. 3/4 seems like a very extreme word, but I'm not sure. Most probably it will be wrong. Recently, the government of India has designated coking coal as a critical and strategic mineral. I'm not sure. Bundelkhand, I'll keep it for the second round. Okay, dams. Okay, I'm no. Consider the following dams. Tehri Dam, I know it's in Uttarakhand. It's the India's highest dam. Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. The same question was asked in the second open mock test because Nagarjuna Dam, we know that it's in Andhra Pradesh. Idukki Dam, it's actually in Kerala. It's on the Periyar River. Ukkai Dam, we know that it's in Ukkai Dam. Ukkai Dam is in Narmada, right? So here Tehri is in Himalayan River, Ganga, Nagarjuna, Godavari, Idukki, Periyar, Ukkai, Narmada. So therefore, how many of them were built on peninsular rivers? So therefore, only 3 will be the answer. Tehri is on Ganga. Okay. Consider the following rivers. How many of the rivers are known for? How many of the rivers are known for? Known for. Matlab, our 0.1% logic will not apply here. They should be known for shifting the rivers. It's not like in the next monsoon maybe they will shift maybe 1 centimeter or maybe 10 centimeter. Aisa logic nahi that logic won't work here. They should be known for. Okay. Course shifting. Mostly, what you have to think here is that, let's say for example, Himalayan rivers, when they come from the top, from the Himalayan, they are basically fast flowing. So it's mostly the fast flowing rivers which actually, change the course. But when it's not very steep, mostly they'll go for meandering. They usually don't change the courses. Okay. So Kosi is a Himalayan river. Teesta is a Himalayan river. Damodar is actually known of the Soar of Bengal, right? Because it changes its course. Kosi is known as the Soar of Bihar. Teesta, we know that it changes its course. So even though the word known is there, all of the above will be there. I mean, Damodar, I'm not pretty sure, but Kosi and Teesta, only 2. None we can eliminate. Okay, I'll keep it for the second round. I guess I'll go with the same. Livestock census, I'm not sure. In a real economy, I'll take it for the second round. Okay, this is a very elaborate question. I'll keep it for the second round. Okay, how many of the above syndicate lending? So this is a PYQ from 2025. Syndicate lending means basically a group of banks coming together and lending. Syndicate loans can only be structured as fixed term loans and cannot take the form of revolving credit facilities. No, this is incorrect. Syndicate loan matlab kya hai? Let's say for example a group of companies group of banks come to them and say that we can provide you a maximum of 50 crores. But वो 50 crores है ना वो पहले नहीं देता है. पहले क्या देगा? पहले 20 crore देगा. उसके बाद when they hit the target, when they completed maybe 100 kilometer of the road, then they will give the additional 10 crores. So ऐसे देगा. पहले पूरा amount नहीं देगा. So therefore, only be structured as and cannot take the form of revolving credit facilities will definitely be incorrect. Syndicate loans can involve both banks and non-financial institutions. So here they did not use the word mainly involve banks and non-financial entities. Maybe, maybe 1 crore can be provided by Muthoot Finance. Maybe 1 crore can be provided by Bajaj Finance. Can involve, right? So there's a possibility that it can involve, right? Why should they be excluded? Is there a reason for them to be excluded? There is no reason for the same, right? Even NBFCs are very large, right? So therefore, it will be there. So here, 2 only will be the answer. The question is correct. Which of the following statements is correct regarding perpetual bonds? Now, perpetual matlab kya? Perpetual matlab in perpetuity. Matlab kya? Infinity, right? Perpetual matlab in infinity. Matlab it does not end. It goes on continuing. Perpetual. Perpetuality, infinity. Yes, perpetual means it continues. Perpetual bonds have a fixed maturity date. No, this is the basic thing. It does not have a fixed maturity date. Perpetual bonds do not pay any interest. No, obviously bonds will pay interest, right? Perpetual bonds are equity instruments that provide ownership. No, bonds are not equity instruments, right? Only convertible bonds are basically equity instruments, but perpetual bonds are basically debt instruments only. Perpetual bonds pay interest indefinitely without set maturity. But yes, that's the basic definition of perpetuity, right? Perpetual means infinity. So you can use the word deconstruction here. So therefore, D will be the answer here. Within the state government, okay, mostly statement based questions and all, I'll keep it for a second round for the fact that it basically exhausts you a lot. So therefore, I usually keep all this for the second round. Okay. Nominal wages, second round. UPX and UPI Lite, I'm not pretty sure regarding the same. I'll keep it for second round. How many of the countries are allowed by Reserve Bank of India? I'll keep it for second round. Fiscal slippage. Now, what does the word fiscal slippage means? Fiscal slippage. I'm not completely sure. I'll keep it for second round. 42. Row-based question. I'll keep it for second round. Budget and economic survey. I'll keep it for second round. Social stock exchange. I'm not completely sure. Solid state batteries. I'll keep it for second round. Sodium and atom. I don't know. Okay. 47. How many of the above generally have night preferring powers? So why was the word generally introduced here? For the fact that we cannot apply our one-person logic, right? So maybe all three may not be the answer. Maybe one of them is incorrect, but I'm not sure. All three is something that I will cut. Apex predator. This marine apex predator is the largest member of the dolphin family, and is no apex predator. Apex predator, largest member. So it's very large, and is known for the highly complex social techniques such as diverse hunting techniques such as carousel feeding and intentional stranding. So they're basically killers. It's a dolphin. Blue whale is not a killer. Blue whale basically eats the fishes. Blue whale to nahi aayega. Great white shark. Bottlenose. Bottlenose is a very specific thing. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll go with D. Energy conservation code, do I know the same? No. Synchronized dolphin service. Okay, dolphin service is easy for me. Current taxonomic classification which of the following accurately distinguishes between Ganges River dolphin and Indus. Okay, fine, I know. The Indus dolphin is found in brackish water while the Indus dolphin is purely in fresh water. Ganges dolphin is also found in Ganga, Chambal, right? They are not brackish water. The one to galat hai. In India, the Ganges River dolphin is spread across multiple states. Yes, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar पे विक्रमशिला सेंचुरी है, गंगा पे है. Indus dolphin is mainly restricted. So if the question was restricted to Punjab, then we can say that how can UPC be sure? Maybe one Indus dolphin may be there in Haryana, right? Maybe one will be there in probably any other river, Jhelum river pe. So we can never say that. But when UPC introduced the word mainly restricted, now are you able to connect Indus river dolphin and and Punjab? We know that mostly they are there in the BS rivers, right? And BS mostly flows through Punjab. So since the word mainly is there, our one-person logic will not apply here, right? So we cannot counter the same by saying that, okay, fine, one will be there in Haryana. How can UPC say that? No, UPC is saying that, we are saying that it's mainly in Punjab. Okay, maybe one will be there in Haryana. We are not sure. Maybe in the next survey, one will be there. But are they mainly in Punjab? Yes. So therefore, 2 will be correct here. Indus river dolphin is larger in size and thus not a rostrum. Maybe I'm not sure. Indus river dolphin is a fish eater, whereas Indus dolphin crustaceans, no, both are basically fish eaters. 1, B, we got the answer. Okay? So therefore, B will be the answer. How many of the above are recognized applications? So why do you think the word recognized is given? Anyone? Why do you think the word recognized is given? Anyone? Okay, so 50 I have completed. So basically I have started from 11:06 and possibly in half an hour I have completed 1 to 50. Right. So I am in my target pe hai main. So what do I do, Sreejay? You are in your target, so therefore don't panic. You still have a lot of time. Now my next target is to complete everything by 12:06. So I have to complete all this. But mostly, economy and geography I have completed. These are my hardest part. So I feel that, okay, fine, I have completed my hardest portions. So therefore, science and technology is also a bit hard for me, but international relations, ancient medieval history and all is a bit easy for me. But economy and geography I still have to attempt a lot of questions. So therefore, I cannot chill or something. Therefore, I need to be fast. So how many of the above are recognized? Recognized matlab all the above will not be there. Recognized ethyl glycol. So what do? You go for similar options. You go for grouping. Solvent in paint industry. So solvent matlab liquid hai. Antifreeze and engine coolant. Engine coolant is also liquid. Production of PET plastic. Maybe this particular liquid is used for production of PET plastic. Sweetener for food industry. Food products. So all of the above are basically industrial applications. Anti coolant, engine freeze, production of PET plastic is an industrial application. Solvent in paint industry is an industrial application. But sweetener for food products, do you think that's something which is used in the paint? Something it is used to make plastic, something is used to make engine coolant and all, will be used in consumption products such as food? No, right? Sweetener for food products, how can they use in paint industry then? How can they use as in making of plastic, right? So 3 does not make any sense. So I will eliminate 3. Also the word recognized these days, so therefore all 4 will not be the answer. But 1, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 4 is something that I can group together. They are basically industrial applicants, right? So therefore only 3 will be the answer. In the context of following air pollutants, formaldehyde is a volatile organic. Is a volatile or is it a persistent organic pollutant? It's a volatile organic compound emitted from burning materials and personal care. Yes. Highest levels of ground ozone are seen in during of cloudy weather. No. Basically, highest level when there needs to be too much sunlight, right? Then only the photochemical smoke will be formed. So highest level of ground ozone is not in the during of cloudy weather. There needs to be a clear sky. This is a PYQ question of 2022 or 3. The predominant matlab the main source, more than 50% of the source of carbon monoxide is from motor vehicles. Sulfur is from thermal power plants. Carbon monoxide, yes, they are from motor vehicles only. So 3 is correct. How many of them are correct? So therefore, only 2 will be the answer. Asian elephant survey. Okay, I have heard about the same. Yes. India is home to more than 60% of the entire population of Asian elephants. If it was elephants, then we can also contribute African elephants. But Asia pay mostly in India, Thailand, Indonesia, mostly it's the southeastern countries and India. 60% is not that bad, right? If it was 80% or 90%, then we couldn't say that no, Thailand pe bhi hai, Indonesia pe bhi hai. 60% is not that bad. If UPSC wanted to eliminate the same, they could have provided a rough number such as 75%, 90%, 60%, maybe it will correct. For the first time, India utilized a DNA-based march. So DNA-based, usually we go for seeing on the base of the what do you call, the trunk. Then we go for paw marking and everything. वो कैप्चर भी है, फोटो कैप्चर भी है. DNA based, maybe it's a new technology, maybe it's do I need to know about all this? For the first time, did India contribute? Should I know about this? It's a new technology, yes. So therefore India may be using for the first time, because abhi we are going for digital census, we are introducing all the latest technologies. Should I know about this? No. India is going for digital technology, yes. The Western Ghats landscape currently accounts for less than 20-30%. So the highest number of elephants are there in Karnataka. Second is Assam. Third is Kerala. Then Tamil Nadu. So mostly the top 4 states, but 3 states are southern states and in Western Ghats. So therefore, obviously it will not be less than 30%. It will be obviously more than 50-60% will be there. So 3 galat hai. How many of the above statements are correct? So therefore, only 2 will be the answer. Kyoto Protocol, statement-based question, I'll keep it for second round. Okay, this I know. Nanda Devi is in Uttarakhand. It's in high altitude alpine. Is fauna present? Yes, musk deer is there. Musk deer was a PYQ. So all of you need to know the locations of musk deer. Musk deer is there in Nanda Devi. And in that particular question as well, Nanda Devi was there. Kebul Lamjau National Park is famous for the Pumdis. It's there in Manipur. Barasingha, no, it's basically Sangai deer. Barasingha is mostly found in the Terai grasslands of Uttar Pradesh. Right, Barasingha won't be there, it's Sangai deer. 2 galat hai. Velavadar National Park, semi-arid grassland black buck. Velavadar mostly seems like it's in Tamil Nadu. Velavadar. Do I need to know, is Velavadar famous? Vellawader, is it famous? Yeah, Barasinga is in Kanha. Vellawader, it's not famous, so do I need to know about the same? No, Vellawader is not famous. Semi-arid, maybe Hoga, black buck. Okay, fine. I don't know the same, so therefore I'll take it positive. So therefore only 2 will be the answer. Hong Kong International Convention, which officially entered into force on June 2025. Persistent organic pollutants, I don't know. Consider the following heavy metals and elements. Which of the above are known to cause harmful health impacts in the context of coal mining and coal combustion? Which of the above are known to cause? So maybe our 0.1% logic will not apply here. They should be known to cause. It's not like they may cause. So maybe all the above will not be the answer here. I'm not sure. Okay, I'll keep it for second round. Are known to cause. I mean, I know the answer is D, but if you still went with 1 to 4, your thought process is right. Okay, because how many of them are known to cause harmful and health impacts? So a 0.1% logic will not apply here. If the question was how many of above causes harmful and health impacts, then our 0.1% logic will not apply here. But are they known to cause? No, they are not known to cause. So there is a reason why UPSC introduced the word known here. So maybe all the above may not be the answer. So if this was a question in UPSC and I don't know about arsenic, or I am not able to associate arsenic and coal mining and coal combustion, I would have gone with 1 to 4. Okay. Pantanal, I'm not sure. 59 soils, I'm not sure. Okay. 60, how many of the following technologies can harness totipotency and multipotency? So the word can is there. Maybe they can harness. Our 0.1% logic can be applied here. Tissue culture, cloning, generation, artificial. I mean, I am attempting this question because I am very weak in genetics and biotechnology. Okay? So even if I keep it for the second round, I don't think any additional content or something will be there to help me. So since the word can is here, it's not mainly harness, primarily harness, kuch bhi nahi hai, can harness hai. So therefore, I'll take all 4. Okay? RNA viruses, I'm very weak in. Self-driving cars. So how many above are possible real life applications? So are possible, matlab kya? Whenever the word possible comes, go for future-based approach. So can UPSC say that reinforcement learning cannot be used for self-driving cars after 1 million years? Traffic signal optimization after 1 million years? Drone navigation after 1 million years? Personalized recommendations in YouTube? Reinforcement learning is basically personalized recommendations only. So can involve, are possible, maybe in the future, maybe after 1,000 years it will be possible. Don't overthink when the word possible come. It's definitely will be possible in the future. Okay, possible real life, maybe not now, maybe in the future it will be there. So don't overthink in such questions, go for all 4. Okay. In India, electronic record, okay fine, I know about this. To be legally valid, which of the following conditions must be met? Maybe all 4 will not be the answer. It must be authenticated by means of electronic signature. Yes, electronic signature. Let's say, for example, our non-creamy certificate. It's digitally certified by Tahsildars or someone. So basically, digital signature should be there. Electronic signature must be issued by certifying authority licensed under control of certifying authorities. Obviously, it must be issued by certifying authority, right? Tahsildar, district collectors, DM magistrate. So they should also have the license to provide the digital signature as well. So 2 will be there, 1 will be there. The record must be stored in a physical form as a backup. Then what is the point of this aim? Do you think my non-creamy certificate or caste certificate or any other will be kept as a offline thing as well? No, then what is the purpose of doing all this, right? The government is basically trying to reduce the paperwork, trying to, reduce all these expenses, storage and everything. So therefore the basic purpose is that physical backup nature here, right? So must be stored? No. So therefore 3 will be incorrect. So I can go with 1 and 2 only. With the present state of development, nanotechnology can effectively do. So what do you think here? Is the spectrum here very high? Is the spectrum here very high or the spectrum is very less here? What do you think, everyone? With this present state of development, so that means that our future-based approach won't be applied here. and can effectively do. So also our one person logic will not be applied here, right? So nanotechnology, we know that targeted drug delivery is possible, environment pollution remediation may be possible, production of high tensile materials, maybe it can be used to produce high tensile material. Okay. But surgery by fully autonomous nanobots, is it possible, Abhi? Have you ever heard that the robots have completely done a surgery? They will be helped by human doctors, right? Have ever the robots completely done a full surgery? Nano robots and everything? No, right? Abhi to possible nahi hai. So present state of development means in April of 2026, ye abhi possible nahi hai. So therefore, one is something you can eliminate. So if you eliminate one, then you will directly get 2, 3, 4 as the answer, right? In India Information Technology Act, I am not sure. Digital Security Act, which of the following obligations are mandatory for significant? I'm not sure. Which of the following, how many of the above functions are carried out by Indian certain? I'm not sure. Okay, RLV. Consider the following statements regarding ISRO's reusable launch vehicle program. Unlike the space shuttle, ISRO's RLV technology primarily uses retroprecipitation vertical landing. Vertical landing matlab kya hai? Vertical landing matlab it's like the SpaceX robot, right? It will directly come and land like this. But here our reusable launch vehicle is like ये ऐसे ही जाएगा, right? It comes like a plane and then it land like that. So therefore, is it vertical landing करता है? नहीं, वो horizontal landing करता है, right? So therefore, one will be incorrect. The successful demonstration and scaling of RLV technology can bring down the cost by nearly 80%. 80% is a bit extreme. 80% maybe it's not 90%. 80% it's a bit extreme. Under the RLV cost, if you successfully demonstrated autonomous landing capability, yes. So 3 सही है. 3 सही है मतलब 1 and 2 is not there. But vertical landing भी नहीं है. I mean, I know that, I have seen, ये ऐसे ही जाता है. So even though 80% is a bit thing, but vertical landing तो नहीं होगा. So therefore, 2 and 3 will be the answer. If it was incorrect, then I would have gone with 1 and 2 only, because I feel 80% is also. But 80% ये सब हमको जानना है. कितना परसेंट कम करेगा? नहीं, मुझे नहीं जानना है. UPSC does not expect me to know, so I'll take it correct only. With reference to India's Gaganyaan mission, consider the following statements. The mission aims to demonstrate indigenous capability to undertake human spacecraft into geostationary transfer orbit. GT orbit is like 35,000 kilometers away. This is basically a low Earth orbit mission, right? It's only like 1,000 kilometers or 700 kilometers or something. So GT orbit is 35,000? No, never. So if 1 is incorrect, then directly 2 and 3 will be the answer. But make sure that HLV will serve as a launch vehicle, ensure astronaut safety, orbital molecular crewed vehicle. Baki sab are very general statements, right? So therefore, 2 and 3 will be the answer here. How many of the above are Indian naval vessels? Okay, fine. This is something I am interested in. How many of the, exactly 2 are submarines. Submarine कौन सी है? Atlaxi मतलब, exactly मतलब only or precisely. INS Andaman is a submarine. Nistar is not a submarine. Udayagiri is a frigate. INS Vikrant is an aircraft carrier. Vikramaditya is an aircraft carrier. So 1 galat hai. Exactly 3 of these are aircraft carriers. India abhi hai na? India has only 2. And the one is Vikrant and the INS Vikramaditya. Pehle Virat tha. Virat is abhi there in Andhra Pradesh. Decommission ho gayi. So therefore, ye nahi hoga. Neither will be the answer. बहुत बड़ा पैराग्राफ है. I'll keep it for second round. Shanti bill. Okay, Shanti bill I know. Current affairs है. The act mandates 100% FDI. No. So do you think that in critical sectors such as nuclear energy, we will allow 100% FDI? पहले FDI was completely prohibited, but abhi we have improved it to 49%, right? So that's the maximum. The government will retain the maximum control, right? 51% government की हाथ ही होगा. So 100% do you think वो भी automatic route पे? Definitely it will not be there, right? One तो गलत होगा. The Atomic Energy Regulatory Board was originally established under this act. See, these are all very trap words, okay? SEBI was originally designated as the body. SBI was originally designated as the body for SFG small linkage loans. So UPSC has this tendency of providing the word originally established or something. I mean, why did they introduce the word originally here? If this is the answer, they could have just said that the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board was established under this act to oversee nuclear safety, right? If they wanted to make it correct, they could have just said that Atomic Energy Regulatory Board was established under this act to oversee nuclear facility. What is the significance? What is the relevance of this word originally here? The Atomic Energy Regulatory Board was established under this act to oversee nuclear safety. Okay, fine. That itself is fine. So why is the word originally established there? So I guess there is some kind of trap there. There is a purpose that UPSC introduced there. So therefore, I feel that it's a trap here. So therefore, I'll take it incorrect. Or else UPSC could have just said that was established. The act eliminates union government's exclusively control over all aspects. Every aspect it will eliminate union government's exclusive control? I don't think so. For most of the things, the union government will maintain the control because nuclear energy, safety, defense is very critical. Some of the sectors will be decentralized in the nuclear energy, but such as enrichment, baki sab hai na, government ki hati hoga. So all aspects is a very extreme here. So therefore, how many of the above are incorrect? I guess all three will be incorrect here. But next one, Satyasodhak Samaj. So it's a progressive organization. Now, one thing you have to understand is with respect to modern history, you will have to have a basic idea regarding almost all the organizations and whether they are progressive and conservative. बस इतना काफ़ी है, ठीक है, बाकी सब नहीं चाहिए. Whether are they progressive, whether are they conservative. Okay, this basic idea you need to have. UPSC भी सिर्फ यही जान रहा है. I mean, UPSC only expect you to know this as well. So Satyasodhak Samaj, it's an anti-Brahmin campaign to liberate the Shudras or the Dalits and Adi Shudras from exploitation from Brahmins. Yes, वो primary objective है. So primary objective. So therefore, maybe all three will not be the answer here. To promote the worship of a single formless God without the need of priest. ये मुझे जानता है. To advocate the revival of Sati system. Now, do you think that it's basically progressive or regressive in nature? Is it progressive or regressive? Liberate the Shudras is progressive. Worship a single formless God is also progressive. Revival of Sati, nahi hoga, right? Jyotira Phule is a very progressive person. So I guess it will be one only or 1 and 2. I'll go with 1 and 2 here. 3 to nahi aayega. It offered a post for dominion status and greater independence. It represented the first formal acceptance of objectively progressively developing. Okay, so this is basically August Declaration. This is the August offer or the Cripps Mission or something. So second will obviously August Declaration. First is August offer. Cripps Mission, August offer, no. Cripps Mission and August Declaration. So D and A पे मुझे confusion है. It offered post-dominion status. No. Post-dominion status was first offered in August offer. Yes. So therefore, A will be the answer. Okay. Cripps Mission पे, no. Cripps Mission नहीं आएगा. Okay, British Raj. Okay, this is something that all of you should have a very clear clarity. ठीक है? So introduction of diarchy at the provincial level. Diarchy in the provincial level was introduced in 1919. And 1935 पे diarchy was taken away. And provincial autonomy was introduced in the provinces, 1935 पे. Establishment of Federal Court and Reserve Bank of India, 1935. Provision of provincial autonomy by abolishing provincial diarchy, it will be 1935. So आप ऐसे भी सोच सकते हैं. Here they are abolishing. So obviously it will be in the second act. And here they are introducing. So obviously it will be in the 1919 act, right? Introduction of bicameralism in the central state legislature, yes, it's 1919. So always understand that in 1919 what happened? Introduction of bicameralism at the center and introduction of diarchy at the province. 1935 पे क्या हो गया? Diarchy was introduced in the center, diarchy was abolished in the province, and bicameralism was introduced in the province. ठीक है? So introduction of bicameralism in the center happened in 1919. Establishment of Federal Railway Authority, I'm not sure. I guess it's 1935 only, Federal Railway Authority. So here exactly 3 provisions, 1, 2, 3. Exactly 2 provisions were introduced in 1999, introduction of diarchy and bicameralism. Okay, so I guess all will be the answer. I mean, I'm not sure regarding establishment of Railway Authority. So it can be either this one. Okay, I'm not sure. Neither भी हो सकता है if it is under 1990. Which act successfully introduced an open competition system? Successfully introduced. So the first time it was introduced in 1833 Charter Act, but it failed. But successfully कब introduce हो गया? Charter Act of 1853. Yes. During 1930s, Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi diverged significantly on the issue of untouchability. Which of the following is the incorrect interpretation? Okay, incorrect. Gandhi viewed untouchability as a sin or a moral blot in Hinduism that could be cured by the change of heart. Yes. Ambedkar believed that the problem was structural and could not be solved in the total annihilation. Yes, he did not write a book, but there was a lot of speeches that was made by him, and Arundhati Roy wrote the book Total Annihilation of the Caste. Gandhi supported the idea of separate electorates. No. Gandhi was against the idea of separate electorates, right? That's why we have the Pune Pact. Okay, so 3 तो गलत होगा. D, C is the answer. ये मुझे नहीं जानता है, ये भी नहीं जानता है. How many of the above is the author of Problem of the Rupee? Okay, this is something I know. Gandhi was not an economist. M.N. Roy was a communist. Dadabhai Naoroji was an economist. Ambedkar was an economist. But I know that it's Ambedkar. But even if you went with Dadabhai Naoroji, then it's a good logic, because Dadabhai Naoroji was one of the very early persons who talked about the drain of wealth and everything. So even if you went with Dadabhai Naoroji, it's a good thing. Okay, but here the answer is B. But even C was a good guess. Direct Action Day, I'll keep it for second round. Consider the following organizations founded in 19th and 20th century. Arya Mahila Samaj, Bharat Sri Mahamandal, Seva Sadan. How many of the above specifically founded by women to promote women's men? So specifically founded by women, there is some kind of trap, right? So therefore all 4 will not be the answer, all 3 will not be the answer. Seva Sadan is mostly like gender neutral. Bharat Sri Mahamandal, Sri matlab women, so it will be founded by women. Arya Mahila Samaj also has Mahila, so it's women. So therefore, only 2 will be the answer. Both will be there. For the purpose of Gyan Bharat mission, do I know the same? Yes. For the purpose of official definition of a manuscript. Any printed book or lithograph older than 50 years? No. Printed book will never be considered as a manuscript. A handwritten composition on materials like palm, leaf, clothing dating back at least 70 years, it can come. Only ancient text written in Devanagari? No. Tamil, Malayalam, सब कुछ manuscript है, Devanagari script नहीं है. Historical records and firmans issued by medieval kings. Do you think that ancient kings नहीं आएगा? Only by medieval kings? ऐसा तो थोड़ी होगा, right? So D will not be there. So you will have some confusion between A and B, but ये printed book है. This is like a handwritten composition of materials like palm, leaf, paper, clothing. So therefore this requires more, I mean, if something is already printed in a book, then it's mostly preserved. But if it is written in paper, palm leaf or cloth, then it requires more of conservation, right? Palm leaf will disintegrate, the cloth can disintegrate. So therefore, Gyan Bharat mission means mostly basically digitalizing everything. So mostly I guess it will be paper, leaf, palm, and at least 75 years. Between A and B, I'll go with B. Okay. 83, I know, natural science. All of you should have a very good idea regarding all this. 2025 पे भी पूछा, 2023 पे पूछा, 2022 पे पूछा. रानी की वाव it's there, रुद्रेश्वर temple is there, मांडू अभी नहीं है, सारनाथ अभी नहीं है, गोलगुम्बस अभी नहीं है, शांति निकेतन अभी नहीं है. So only 3 is there. If you're confused between गोलगुम्बस नहीं है, then it's better to go with only 4. ठीक है, पैटर्न के साथ चलो 6, 4. If you had a confusion regarding anything, but here मांडू नहीं है, सारनाथ नहीं है, गोलगुम्बस नहीं है. ठीक है, so therefore only 3 will be the answer. Even if you went with all 4, that's a good logic. You went with the pattern. ठीक है. Vijayanagara, Amaranayaka system. Okay, I know. Yes, Amaranayaka system was a major political innovation where military commanders were given territories. Yes, that's a mostly it's the same as Amaranayaka, Mansabdari. वो सब सेम सिस्टम ही है, इस पर डिफरेंस कुछ नहीं है. ठीक है. द पर्शियन एम्बेसडर अब्दुल रज़ाक विजिटेड द एम्पायर ड्यूरिंग द reign of Devaraya I, Devaraya II. Whenever the word incorrect comes, which statement should you go with? Should you mostly go with general statements in which facts are not there, or should you go with statements in which facts are there? Whenever UPSC asks about you to identify the incorrect statement, which type of statement should you go with? No. You should be going with the more specific statements, right? You should be going with the statements which has a lot of facts. General statements पर क्या facts है? Facts नहीं है, so therefore it will be correct always, right? So incorrect statements, if UPSC asks, I mean, you remember a question regarding tangent, right? Mian tangent. Why did we go with option A there? Mian tangent was the title given to him by Emperor Akbar. Maybe tangent was not the title. Mian was the title. Maybe it was not Akbar. Maybe it was someone. So two facts were there. So always remember when UPSC asks about incorrect, go for that statement which has a lot of facts, because facts tend to be incorrect. General statements won't be incorrect. When UPSC asks you to identify which of the statements is correct, then go for general statements. Okay. So maybe here Devaraya may not be the person, or Abdul Razak may not be the person. The Battle of Talikota, which led to the decline of the empire, was fought during Krishnadevaraya. No. Krishnadevaraya was the greatest ruler of Vijayanagara, right? So if he's the greatest ruler, do you think that during the reign of Krishnadevaraya, the battle of the Vijayanagaras will lose a battle? No. And also Krishnadevaraya's reign was from 1509 to 1526 or something. This was the period. Battle of Talikota was in 1565. Okay, so therefore C will be incorrect. Which of the following ancient codes contains significant reference? So here significant reference is there. So therefore our 1% logic will not be there. I don't think all the above will be the answer. Anguttara Nikaya has Mahajanpadas. So one will definitely be there. Bhagavati Mahabhaskariya was basically written by Bhaskara. He is related to astronomy. And he is not related to Mahajanpadas, right? Even if you don't know this, Anguttara Nikaya will definitely be there. So one is there. I don't think none will be there. Bhagavati Sutra. Yes, better to go with 1 and 2 only. Okay. Yani 1 will be there. So if 1 is there, none is not the answer. And significant reference is there. So I don't think 1, 2, 3 is the answer here. Okay. The Vagadagas were closely associated with the development. So maybe all 3 will not be the answer. Patronage of Ajanta cave paintings, yes, the Vagadagas, they were basically in Deccan, right? So therefore, Ajanta cave paintings were there. Spread of Mahayana Buddhism in the Deccan region, yes, Vagadagas were related in Deccan. Ajanta caves is related to Buddhism. So therefore, Mahayana Buddhism will also be there. Construction of large stone temples in Nagara style, no. The first stone temple was by Gupta Empire. It's the Deoghar temple. It's a temple in Deoghar. So therefore, it's the Dashavadar temple in Deoghar. It was constructed by the Guptas, it's not by Vagadagas. So therefore, 3 will not be there. 1 and 2 will be the answer. In the Tamilagam Samagnar, Tamilagam. I don't know. Okay. It's a very big statement. I'll keep it for second round. Which of the following is regarding sculptures is incorrect? Amaravati sculpture emphasized less on individual features on Buddha. Yes, it's a narrative thing. So therefore it's correct. Madura sculptures use red sandstone. Yes. Madura, Kuttapinar, everything. Red sandstone is available there. So therefore B will be the answer. Gandhara school extensively used Tribhanga. Gandhara school by Tribhanga hai. Gandhara school is basically Buddha architectures, right? It's mostly Buddhism in nature. Does Buddha and Tribhanga has any relation? No, Tribhanga is basically the posture in Odissi, right? So 3 will not be there. Barhoud sculptures used green street. Okay, fine. Maybe it would have been used there. But Gandhara will never extensively use Tribhanga. Gandhara itself is not a dance. It's mostly Buddhism related. So major conventions is incorrect. United Nations Convention for the Lower Sea provides for legal framework for area which refers to seabed and ocean flows. Maybe. United Nations Convention to Domestication, Combat Desertification is the only legally binding. Are they legally binding? I'm not sure. United Nations Convention Against Corruption is a non-binding framework. No, it's a legally binding framework. Because the same way, UPSC have already asked the same. So UPSC have asked this in 2017 or 2018. So we have did it in the PYQ session as well. So United Nations Convention on Corruption is a binding convention. It's not a non-binding. So C is incorrect here. United Nations Convention is the first global instrument. Okay, ये भी UPSC ने पूछा है. ये सब UPSC statements है, ठीक है. So therefore C is correct. C is incorrect. Atacama Desert extends how many of the above countries? Atacama Desert is mainly in Chile. Venezuela बहुत ऊपर है. Venezuela नहीं आएगा. Atacama Desert is mostly in Chile, right? Argentina पे भी नहीं है. So how will Uruguay and Paraguay come? No, Atacama Desert is only there in Chile. Tianjin Declaration, I know, it's an SEO. Okay. Kordofan is in Sudan. Dagestan. Dagestan, I know that it's in Russia. That's where हमारी वो MMA fighters है ना, Khabib, Islam and everyone come. So Dagestan is in Russia. So therefore Kordofan will never be Russia. Rojava is in Syria. New Caledonia is in Syria. How many of the above pays? Only 2. Even if you're confused between the same, always remember, only with respect to 4 pays, we have a pattern. And the pattern is, you can go with 2. So if you have a confusion regarding the same, then go with only 2 pays. Okay? But pehle facts pe jao, then in case of confusion, go with the pays. Pehle pair mein mat jao, okay? So only 2 pays will be the answer. Asymmetric warfare. So it's a word deconstruction question. What does asymmetry mean? Asymmetric federalism. It means that all the states are not provided equally. Some states have special provisions, right? Article 370, 371, 371 to H. Asymmetry means some of the states have, it's not completely equal. Some of the states have, it's not equal. It's asymmetrical. So asymmetrical warfare means 2 equal sides are not fighting. One side is strong, other side is weaker. This is very important. This has been in news for the fact that USA with all its might is not able to defeat Iran. But this is an asymmetrical warfare, right? Israel and US is very powerful. Iran is not that very powerful. I mean, US is very powerful. Asymmetry. A war scenario in which opposing nations have near equal defense capabilities? No, asymmetry is not equal. A scenario where the military power and tactics of belligerents differ significantly, involving conventional strategies by a weaker force to exploit the vulnerabilities of a stronger opponent. So here a weaker force है, here a stronger opponent है. This can come because it's basically asymmetry. A military strategy where nations of equal power मतलब asymmetrical नहीं आएगा. A trade war where one nation imposes higher tariff than the other to create an economic imbalance. Here warfare नहीं है. It's most of a trade war. Warfare मतलब war होना चाहिए. So here, which is that one option where weaker force is stronger is there. So option B, पे asymmetry भी है और war भी है, military power भी है, so warfare भी है. So therefore, both the words are basically recognized in option B. So therefore, B is the answer. Consider the following statements regarding eligibility criteria for Ayushman Vayavandana Yojana. Only those senior citizens. The one thing I know about this is all the senior citizens can enter into the same. There is no condition, there is kuch bhi nahi hai. Every senior citizen, even it's Ambani, even it's Amitabh Bachchan, even it's Mohanlal Mammootty, everyone can come. So only those citizens who do not have any private health insurance available, no, anyone can come. All Indian citizens above are eligible irrespective of social economic conditions. Yes, even if it's Ambani, Adani, koi bhi. Senior citizens are already covered under health insurance are excluded. No, they are not excluded. So therefore, how many of the above are correct? 2 only is correct. Passive euthanasia. Okay, I know the same. The right to die with dignity has been judicially recognized. Yes, right to die is there. The Supreme Court in Arina Shavun case allowed passive euthanasia for the first time. Yes. Active euthanasia is permitted in India. No, active euthanasia means injection of a lethal injection to kill the person. No. Passive means we are basically taking out the life support, such as oxygen supply. We are reducing it, we are avoiding it, right? So active is not there in India, but passive is there. So therefore only 2 is there. Answer. Moral code, I don't know. Olympics, okay fine, I know. The official motto of the Olympics is follow the sun. Yes, Los Angeles, California. It's famous for desert, sun, barren land. So sun, yes. Los Angeles will join London and Paris as the only cities to have hosted the 3 times? I'm not sure. Cricket will feature in the return of T20 cricket. Yes, we are hoping for India to win a T20 medal there. How many of the above are correct? So 2 I'm not sure, 1 and 3 I'm sure. So therefore the answer will be C or D. Do I need to know the second thing? But Paris have hosted 3 times, London has hosted 3 times, Los Angeles I'm not sure, but only is there. Maybe I'm not sure. The Indian honor system, the several prestigious awards recognize expression, service, and bravery. However, certain statutes differ whether they can be conferred posthumously. How many of the above awards can be conferred posthumously? Bharat Ratna can be awarded, Padma Awards can be awarded, Gandhi Peace Prize, okay, everything can be awarded. Okay. This is something because I know, I have read about all this. Can be conferred. Can is something very general word. Maybe in exceptional cases, they must have been provided. Let's say, for example, a person was supposed to receive the Bharat Ratna and he died the day before. So what will happen? Maybe before 1 day of declaration, they have decided that they will give the Bharat Ratna to this particular person and he died 2 days before. So what will happen? He is awarded posthumously, right? Yes, all 4 will be the answer. Squash World Cup. I have given this in the document. India won its first ever squash title. Now, should you go for the spectrum here? After 75 years in independence, it's the first time that we won. No, SNA social 75 years of independence is basically for economic policies, social policies, and everything. Sports ke liye, we are an utter failure nation. We only have cricket mostly. So maybe the first time. The final was held in Chennai where India defeated Hong Kong 3-0. I'm not sure. Squash as a sport is Olympic set to, I'm not sure. Even I don't think UPSC want me to know the same. But फिर भी none नहीं आएगा, 1 सही है. So what's the time here? So 12-1. So mostly I have completed my first round and second round in the stipulated time period. But I know that I'm a bit back in time for the fact that geography and economic questions is somewhere I have lost a lot of time. So therefore I need to be very fast. So I won't be comfortable here. Okay. So now let's go to round number first question. But I'm happy that most of the political questions I have attempted. So therefore I can directly move to the geography questions or something. Now this is where I'll start marking the answers. Okay. I always mark after I have done my first round. But I don't mark 1, 3, 5 ऐसा नहीं mark करता है. I usually mark from I read question number 1 and then I mark question number 2 and then question number 3, then I do the marking. Okay. So the proclamation on the written cabinet. Okay, fine. This is something I know the answer. So 3, C I marked. Second one, A I have marked. Always make sure that you first put a dot. Dot here. Make sure that it's in 2 and then mark the same. Deputy Speaker, only 1. So I put a mark on A, then I mark. And have all of you decided the pen? Everyone? Have all of you decided the pen? It's time to decide all this, okay? Mostly go for Rorito. Rorito is a good flow, is a good pen. Then Lexi is something that I used to do in my first 2 attempts. Then I shifted to Rorito, Pentonic. So make sure that you decide all your pens, Sabi, and do make sure that you don't go for the very pointed pens, gripper, technotip, pinpoint. These are the pens we should be avoiding. Rorito liquid flow is a very good pen. Okay, always go for the black ballpoint pen. Rorito is a good one. So here I know I have marked Minerva 5, B I have marked. Kerala Pay, okay, I am confused between the same. So second one. So always make sure that you don't read the first statement and the third statement once again, because you have already decided the same. 1 and 3 galte. So only you read the second and fourth. During president rule, the state legislature can only be dissolved only after the president proclamation is approved by the parliament. So basically what happens, the suspension of the executive, that happens during that time. When the president rule is imposed, the Kerala government is completely dissolved. But is it the Kerala legislature dissolved at that time? No. It's only dissolved after some time. So during president rule, the state legislature can be dissolved only after the president proclamation is issued by the parliament. do make sure that a maximum of 15-20 seconds only you spend, because what happens here, in the 25 minutes or 30 minutes you have to attempt 50 questions in the second round, right? So what, even you cannot spend 1 minute for a question here, right? So what is the maximum amount of time you can spend? The maximum is 30 seconds. So for a statement, the maximum you can spend is close to 15 seconds. So over 15 seconds pe na, you will have to take the decision. You cannot just sit and think like that. No, you will have to decide. Okay. So during president rule, a state legislature can only be dissolved. Yes, it was said in by SR Bombay judgment, I believe. So therefore, one can say laws made by the parliament on state subsidy during president rule continue to operate even after the end of emergency unless changed. Yes, because only in national emergency the law basically automatically dissolves after 6 months, and in when two states decide or something like that, there is 1 year or something. But in case of state emergency, it continues. So therefore, only 2 will be the answer here. Ispe Sikkim was an associate state. Sikkim was a protectorate state. So therefore, Sikkim is an outside territory. So therefore, I guess it will be statehood only. So therefore, I'll go with A. Money bill, rules of procedure of Rajya Sabha pe money bill is not there. Rules of procedure in conducting Lok Sabha. Procedure and conducting Lok Sabha, I don't think so, because money bill is mostly mentioned in the constitution only. So DB Niyoga, is it Article 109 or 110? Article 110 basically deals with exclusively matters related to this thing. So therefore, Article 10 will not be there. I guess it's Article 109 only. Okay. So B will be the answer. Community, C. Okay, this one. 5 year of tenure of panchayat at all levels. Now here, you don't have to check the factual validity of these statements here. They will be factually right, because the question is exactly or exactly. That means that we do not need to check the factual. Is it factually right? Obviously, it will be factually right. We just have to check whether this come under the voluntary provisions or the compulsory provisions. Okay. So 5-year tenure will be compulsory. 1C. Constitution of independent appointive bodies. Yes, this will be compulsory. Reservation to the backward classes, OBCs abhi bhi Kerala pe nahi hai. So this is voluntary. Financial powers to levy, collect. This will, I guess, be, I'm not sure. Indirect elections to the post of chairperson at the intermediate and district level. Indirect elections to the post of chairperson at the, okay. Indirect elections to the post of chairperson at the intermediate and district level. Is this a compulsory provision? Is it a voluntary provision? Indirect elections to the post of chairperson at the intermediate and district level. Indirect elections is, no, I guess the state legislature basically decides how it has to be, right? So basically it will be a voluntary provision. Financial powers, I guess it will be compulsory. So it is 3 compulsory and 2 voluntary. So I guess both of them will be incorrect. So I'll go with D. Okay. So here, any person including foreign nationals and NRI can file an RT application. Why would we allow foreign nationals to file RTI? Why should we give our Indian information, a sensitive Indian agency's information, to a foreign national? Any person, foreign nationals, let's say for example Pakistani or Bangladeshi, can they seek information? Any person, Pakistani person, Bangladeshi person, Chinese person? No, I don't think we'll provide the information there. So 2 will be correct. Intelligence and security agencies specified in second schedule are completely exempt. So it's only talking about second schedule. But Firbi, even if it's raw, IB, everything, will they be completely exempt? Maybe the operation will be there. But human right issues, the funds, Operation Durandar, details bhi nahi jayega, but Firbi, what are the funds used by these agencies? This will be there, right? So therefore, completely exempt is very extreme. At least one of the information will be there. So therefore, ye dono galat hai. How many of the above are correct? None will be the answer. Okay. Which of the following is issued by the Supreme Court for determining whether a person holds an office of profit? The power, the government has a power to appoint. Which of the following is used by Supreme Court? So Supreme Court guidelines will differ. It's not mentioned in the Constitution. So Supreme Court guidelines will evolve. Maybe in one judgment there's something, in the other judgment they will say another thing. So it's a broader spectrum. The government has the power to appoint or remove. Yes. whether the government determines the salary or remuneration, whether it's a source of remuneration. Source of remuneration means whether the government pays the same person, whether the government determines the person, whether the government appoints a person. Yes, all of them can come. Which of the following is mainly used, primarily used nahi hai, it's only used, and Supreme Court, matlab definition will evolve. So 1 and 2 will definitely be there. So there is no such option, so I'll go with 1 and 3. Estimates committee मैंने mark किया. Okay. Part 3 dealing with union government. If not the union government, then which will have? Union government. Union government has executive. Union government has judiciary. Union government has everything. If not union government, then what? State government. Fundamental rights, fundamental duties, self 35 to 12 to 35 is there. If not union executive will be the largest. Union government will be the largest. I'm not able to counter the same. If not union government, then what? Then कोई भी नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है. Article 20, which provides the amendment, single article. Now, how did they frame such a question? ऐसे ही I'll think usually. So if a particular fact such as वो नहीं है, okay. So how will they make such a question? Let's say for example 2 articles are there. Do you think they will provide such a statement which provides for the amendment of article only has a single? Now this question was framed for the fact that there's only a single article only there, right? What do you think? How will they frame such a question? Maybe this question is framed because only, okay, how will they frame such a question? Okay, for example, there are 3 articles and they'll think that, okay, fine, let's frame a question that it is only a single article. Or else that they read it somewhere that, okay, fine, they know that there is only a single article. Therefore, they will frame such a question that, okay, fine, a single article is there. Let's say, for example, 4 articles are there. Now, will I frame a question that, okay, fine, let's give a question that it only has 1 article. ऐसे में डालेगा या फिर I know, I have heard somewhere that it only has 1 article. So, therefore, I'll put a statement like that, which has a more probability here. Or maybe abhi some amendment took place and it has abhi has 2 articles. I guess the first one is more likely, right? So therefore I'll take it correct. Okay, both 1 and 2. Consider the following scenario. Raga was given temporary relief from custody during an investigation. Temporary. The court noted that he was not a threat and said the relief would continue only if he furnished a bail bond. So what is a temporary relief? Temporary means medical bail नहीं है, anticipatory नहीं है, regular bail नहीं है. Temporary मतलब temporary means interim government. It's a temporary government, right? So therefore temporary and interim has a direct relation. So therefore B will be the answer. 3 language policy. The composition of languages has been left for the states to decide. I'm not sure. It mandates that at least 3 out of 2 states must be Indian languages. So if it mandates that at least 3 out of the 3 must be Indian languages, then will the composition of the languages will be decided to the states? I guess 1 and 2 is contradictory here. So therefore, is pe ek hi sahi hoga. So 1 and 2 will not come together. The Hindi speaking states must opt for Hindi language. Must opt for a South Indian language. ऐसा थोड़ी है. Why should they do that? They can study Bhojpuri, they can study Punjabi, they can study anything. So 3 nahi hoga. Composition has been left for the states to decide. I mean, I know the answer is 1 and 2, but फिर भी है ना. I think that in case of UPSC, I'll feel that 1 and 2 is contradictory here, so therefore I'll go with 1 only. ठीक है. I know it's wrong. In the historic Vasco da Gama, Lisbon, the fleet chronological idea. What will definitely be there? Primary ocean currents. So if he has to travel from South Africa to India, obviously southwest monsoon will be there, right? Only through southwest monsoon we can reach Kerala or the roaring 40s. So southwest monsoon will be there. Southwest monsoon will be there. Northeast monsoon nahi hoga. Northeast monsoon is basically a retreating monsoon, so he will never reach Kerala. Agula's current, I'm not sure. I'll go with B. Southwest monsoon should definitely be there. 18 हमने किया है? Okay. The shadow zones of an earthquake can be determined the location of epicenter. Can be determined. Shadow zone, yes. So if it's shadow zone here, then itna location पे shadow ही होगा, because they don't pass through fluid, right? Epicenter, yes, we can know that. In an earthquake event, close to 60% of this Earth's surface comes under shadow. 60% सिर्फ इतना है, बाकी सब shadow है. 60%. So how do I counter? Maybe it will be 30%. Maybe it will be 30%, and UPC are provided उसकी double 60%. Maybe it will be 120%. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, right? So 30%. Is there a relation between the same? The shadow zones of an earthquake waves can be determined of the location of the epicenter, because if in case of an earthquake event about 60%. Now this is not the direct relation to the same, right? Even if it's 60% or 70%, that's not the reason why we can determine the epicenter, right? So A nahi aayega answer. 1 I know it's a A. So therefore the answer will either be B or C. 60%. 60% shadow होगा इतना सारा. 60% is not something very extreme. 80%, 90% तो नहीं है. So I'll take it correct, ठीक है? So B. I know the answer is incorrect. I know it's 40%, but फिर भी 30%, I guess it's more than 30%. So I guess it's UPC have not half the same. 60% may be probable. I'm not sure. I'll go with B in actual UPC. With reference to global pressure belts and seasonal variation, consider the following. During the summer in the northern hemisphere, the global system of pressure shift north pole. I don't know. The latitudinal migration of pressure hence is more pronounced over continental. See, I don't know all this, okay? So what I'll do is I look for extreme words. During the summer in the northern hemisphere, the global shift towards the north pole as a whole, maybe not as a whole. The latitudinal migration of pressure belt is more pronounced over continental than oceans. I'm not sure. I'll go with D. I don't know, but for me, I'll go with D. If a tunnel were to dug from the center of Earth, from the starting point of India, so India ki starting point matlab, let's take middle. Let's take 30 degree north. So if you go through the same, it will be 33 degrees south. So 30 degrees south kidhar hai? Amazon rainforest. 30 degrees south, Tropic of Capricorn पे है. Center of Amazon rainforest in Brazil is not south. North Atlantic is near the coast of Western Europe. Western Europe is basically Tropic of Cancer ki upar hai, so it will not be there. In the middle of South Pacific Ocean near the coast of Chile. Okay, Chile can come for the fact that Chile pe Tropic of Capricorn flows. So Chile may be 33 degrees south. None of the above hai na. UPC in the last 15 years, only for once it has provided none of the above as the answer. So don't go with none of the above, always go with some of the options. So I'll go with A for the fact that Chile is 33 degrees south. Okay. Geostrophic winds blow parallel to isobars because the effect of frictional force is less in atmosphere. Maybe the pressure gradient force is perfectly balanced. Perfectly balanced, I believe. Perfectly balanced, maybe a bit extreme. So I'll take it galat here. But when you add the word because here, it makes some sense. But why do they blow parallel? Because the pressure gradient is perfectly balanced. So I'm guessing that the answer will be A or C. But I do not have time to go through third round. Therefore, I'll do it in the second round. Maybe I'll mark A. Silver, Mexico. Try to counter the same. Silver, if it's not in Mexico. Silver, is it a very, very large country? Sorry, Mexico, is it a very large country? It's not a very small country. If it was a very small country, then it will not have significant reserves. Mexico is a bit large country. If they want to make it incorrect, they could have provided Congo, they could have provided lithium, they could have provided USA. Am I able to counter the same? No. So therefore I'll take it positive. All three. ये हमने किया है. Okay. They gain a day. So what happens when I move from Japan to USA? जापान पे अभी इधर मंडे है, USA पे वो अभी संडे है. So if I move from Monday to Sunday, therefore I gain a day. I gain a day, right? I'm gaining the day. मतलब Monday night को if I am moving from Japan to USA, then USA पे Monday होगा and Japan पे Tuesday होगा. So therefore I gain a day. And in USA पे I will repeat the same calendar. Yes. So one only will be the answer. Okay. If the Earth axis were not tilted भी नहीं है, वो perpendicular है. Which of the following will be the most significant for an incident in Delhi? The sun would rise and set at the exact time every day of the year. The sun would rise and set at the exact time every day of the year. मतलब sun would rise and set at the exact time. It depends upon seasons. It depends upon latitude. Everything is there, right? I don't think this will be there. There will be no variation in the intensity of solar radiation across different latitudes. मतलब let's say for example Earth ऐसा ही है. Earth is like a ball. It's a cuboid mostly. So equator is nearer to the sun. So there is no variation. No, at least 0.1 variation will be there because equator is closer, Delhi is here. So there is no variation across different latitude. No, some kind of variation will be there. So 2 is incorrect. 2 तो नहीं आएगा. Oh, 2 नहीं है. So therefore 1 will be answer. Oh, ठीक है. So 1 सही है. The concept of tropical and temperate zones will cease to exist. Tropical and temperate zones will cease to exist. Tropical and temperate. Mostly they are based on northern hemisphere slanting and southern hemisphere slanting. That's why we have summer and winter in Australia and in northern hemisphere in different times. So if the slant is not there, then tropical and temperate nahi hai, both will be tropical or both will be temperate, right? Yes. So 1 and 3 will be the answer. So significant share of coal reserve is bitumen variety. Much of it belongs to non-cooking category. Much of it non-cooking. So why do we import cooking coal? It's because we don't have cooking coal, right? So if it is much of it belongs to non-cooking category, that's the reason why we import coal. If it was cooking category, then we don't need to import coal, right? So therefore it will be under non-cooking category. India Coal Limited, Coal India contributes to more than 3/4 matlab 75%. If not Coal India, what other companies are there? Private companies are also there, right? Vedanta is there. 3/4 seems like a very extreme. I can make it incorrect. The government of India has recently designated cooking coal. Okay, that's the reason why they have designated as a cooking coal, right? Because we don't have cooking coal. So 3 will be there. I guess I'll take 2 incorrect. Maybe 60%, maybe 50%, 75% is a bit extreme. It's more of a monopoly. I know the answer is D, but for B, 3/4 is a bit very extreme. Okay? Don't go for 3/4 and all. But private companies are also there. Vedanta, HCL, Coal India Limited, any other company, Neyveli is there. Other public sector companies are also there. Okay? So I'll go with C. The Bundelkhand Plateau is characterized by a landscape of, okay, one to say yoga. So Bundelkhand Plateau is characterized by a landscape of rounded granite hills. So why is it rounded granite hills and undulating plains? Because the region is composed of some of the oldest igneous rocks in the world. Yes, that's one of the reasons why it's rounded granite hills. Because the plateau receives high rainfall and leading to dense evergreen. Oh, 3 to galat hai. 3 to nahi aayega. So therefore A and B is not the answer. D say 2 say ये. Okay, this was very easy. ठीक है, C will be the answer. ये तो हमने किया है. Livestock census is incorrect. So मतलब इस पे ज़्यादा facts चाहिए. It is a regular exercise conducted by every 5 years. Maybe it will be 2 years. Under the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairy. So if not the Animal Husbandry and Dairy, then which ministry? Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. I'm not sure. One can be incorrect. It involves a complete count of livestock and poultry at a specific point of time. Complete count मतलब मेरे घर पे आया है. Did they count how many chicken, how many cows are there? But census मतलब complete count only, right? Sample service does not take a complete count, but census involved. Census की meaning क्या है? All Indian persons are there. So complete count and census. Yes, census is basically complete count only. The tradition of conducting a livestock census began in 1919. 1919 पे why would the Britishers do all this? Why do the Britishers need to know the amount of cows, chicken in there in India? I'm not sure. The census is used to estimate the total production quantities of milk, eggs, and meat and wool. The census is used to estimate, so maybe it can be used to estimate. What is the issue there? It's not saying that it's a total survey of total production of quantity and milk, right? But okay, fine. If I have the amount of egg chicken, then I will be able to estimate. Okay, fine. इतना सारा chicken चाहिए. So D. I mean, I know the incorrect answer is D, but फिर भी I won't go with D. Okay. I'll go with A. But Department of Animal Husbandry. If not Animal Husbandry, then maybe some other departments. I'm not sure. 5 years. So it has two facts. Maybe 5 years. It may be 10 years, because a census is basically happens in 10 years. Maybe not different departments. So it has two facts. It's not a multiple fact statement, but for me it has two facts. So I'll go with A. In UPC also better to go with A. Okay. In a real economy, the real output growth across major sectors broadly unchanged. Real output growth across major sectors, outchanged, while the government undertakes measure that increases net revenue from indirect taxation. In such a scenario, what is mostly observed? GDP growth exceeds GDP. What is GDP? GDP is basically in a real economy, the real output growth across major sector remains broadly unchanged. Okay, the real output growth has not changed. So that means that GVA has remained unchanged. While the government undertook the measures that increase the net revenue through indirect taxation. I don't remember all this. Okay. Is there any specific things, any general things? Both GV and identical growth, identical higher incidence, GDP exceeds. Okay, this mostly feels like some identical options. My brain is not braining. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure. I'll go with B. Oh, bye. See, these type of questions, they are very hard. Okay, it actually exhausts you. But I have this fear that UPSC has this tendency of introducing, just for example, in a particular year, they'll introduce new things, and in the next year, they will increase that number of questions. So maybe in next year, we can expect a lot of calculation-based questions in 2026. Okay. So suppose a country exports goods worth 40,000 crores and imports goods worth some company exports, so 40,000 crores, and imports is basically 35,000 crores. The New Development Bank provided the non-repayable grant for immediate consumption and budgetary support. So this is current account, 2,000. The companies in the country has borrowed 3,500 to depository. Okay, that's a capital account. So capital account 3,500, and the government has provided loan to neighboring country. Government has provided a loan. Loan matlab, is it in capital or current? I'm not sure regarding all this. Okay. Trade balance is 5,000. Okay, that's basically import and export. Current account balance is 7,000. Current account balance. So this is current account 2,000. Borrowed 3,000. Okay, I'm not sure regarding all this. Okay, I'll leave this question. This we have done. Okay, 37. Within the domestic debt portfolio of the Indian government, dated securities constitute larger share. Yes, it's because we prefer long-term loans. So why do we prefer long-term loans? Because the government prefers issuing long-term debt to reduce enhancing risk and lock-in period. Yes. So when you add the word because here, it gives you the proper and definite definition. So therefore, 2 is the real definition for statement 1. So therefore, A will be the answer. The nominal wages remaining unchanged, a sustained reduction in inflation can lead to increase in inflation. I'm not sure. Sustained reduction in inflation leads to proportional increase. I'm not sure. I'm very weak in all this. UPX and UPA Lite. Okay, fine. I have some kind of knowledge. In UPA 123 Pay, offline payments are possible, while in UPA X Lite, internet connection is required. I'm not sure. In UPI 123 Pay, near field communication technology is used to facilitate transactions, while that is not the case for UPI Lite. So here it's saying that 123 Pay offline payment is there, NFC is there. UPI X Pay internet connection is there, and NFC won't be there. Feature phones matlab the choti wala Nokia wala phones can be used for UPI 123 Pay. Feature phones, does it have NFC? No. So 3 and 2 is contradictory. In 123 Pay, NFC is possible, and feature phones, the Dabbawala Nokia phones, they do not have NFC, right? So 3 and 2 won't come together. 2 and 3 will not come together. Feature phones can be used for 123, but it is not possible for UPI X Lite. So here it's saying that UPI X Lite ke liye internet connection is required. Here it's saying that NFC is not possible in UPI Lite. Here it's saying that feature phones is not possible for UPI Lite X. I don't think so. Feature phones can also be used for the fact that India Pay, I don't think everyone is using a smartphone. Feature phones are also there. Internet connection may not be required. Feature phones can be used for UPI input in P3 Pay. Oh, sorry. 3 is definitely incorrect, right? Okay, I'll go with A. Okay. How many of the above countries are allowed by Reserve Bank of India to lend money in the Indian rupees? That means that lending money matlab, it needs to be this one, what do you call it? Legal tender. Lending money in Indian rupees. Lending money matlab legal tender होना चाहिए. France, I don't think legal tender है. बांग्लादेश पे UPI, but legal tender है. Nepal and Bhutan, it will be there. Legal tender will be there. All 5 नहीं आएगा. Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, I'm not sure. मेरे पास इतना time भी नहीं है. So therefore, in case of 5, I'll go with pattern. So only 3 I'll take. ठीक है. Fiscal slippage. Fiscal slippage must come. We are basically slipping. So a situation where the government's actual fiscal deficit is lower. No. Fiscal slippage means we are basically slipping. So basically our budget deficit has significantly increased. Right. Yeah. So we were expected this, but हमने slip किया और expenses have far exceeded the revenue. Right. A situation where the government's actual fiscal deficit exceeds budgeted. Okay, this is fine. Trade deficit and fiscal does not have any relation. A situation where the tax revenue rises faster. No, this is not slippage. A situation where the government's actual is lower. No, fiscal slippage means we were expecting something, लेकिन हमने slip किया और expenses बढ़ा गए. So B will be the answer. This was a tricky question in my opinion. Commission for Railway Safety. You need to know that it's under Ministry of Civil Aviation. ठीक है. But if you have a confusion, then you need to go with your logic only, because why would railway safety come under Minister of Civil Aviation, right? So it's better to take it incorrect. Okay, use the same logic. Serious Fraud Investigation Office investigates and prosecute complex corporate fraud. Serious fraud investigation, maybe fraud is also there. Is it Ministry of Corporate Affairs or Ministry of Finance? If it's relating to if it's related to corporate fraud, then maybe it will be corporate affairs only, right? National Financial Reporting Authority, Ministry of Finance. So it's finance here. Accounting standards. Try to counter the same. It can be Ministry of Commerce and Industry. It can be Ministry of some other ministry. National Financial Reporting Authority. It can be under Ministry of Which other ministry can come? Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Ministry of, और कोई ministry नहीं है? Ministry of Corporate Affairs. I mean, I guess the answer was only 3 here, but I would have gone with only 2. Okay. For the fact that 2 and 3 I would have taken a correct, but I guess serious fraud investigation of its corporate fraud, it can also come under Ministry of Finance. But since fraud is there, it's saying that corporate affairs, so corporate is also there. So I'm able to get a link between them. So therefore, I'll go with 2 and 3. The total revenue collected from goods and services tax is higher than the revenue generated from corporate tax. This is something that you have to know. Okay, GST is higher than the revenue from corporation tax. Abhi, and I guess GST has far exceeded. Every month pay we are getting close to 1.3 to 1.5 lakhs in GST. So therefore GST will be higher. The inflow of non-debt capital receipts is higher than income from non-tax revenues. Income from non-tax is very hard. Borrowings and other liabilities account for a larger portion of the budget than income tax and corporate tax combined. Income tax is close to 15%, corporate tax is close to like 15 to 16%. 30% does it have borrowings and other liabilities? No, I don't think so. They're both deep. 3 will be incorrect. 2, I don't know, I'll take it correct, that's it. So only 2 will be the answer. Social Stock Exchange. The Social Stock Exchange provides a marketplace platform for channelizing funds because provides a market-based platform for channelizing funds for social objectives because funds raised through social exchange can complement CR funding. Is it the reason for social objectives? Yes. CSR obligations of companies can be fully discharged by investing in any instruments. Can be fully discharged investing in any instruments? No, I don't think 3 सही है, गलत होगा. So I'll go with C. 2 is correct. Solid state batteries, which are being developed to replace conventional lithium-based batteries. Solid state batteries, always remember, it's better than conventional lithium batteries. So therefore, the technology will be higher and most of the advantages will also be higher. They use a solid electrolyte instead of a liquid. So solid state battery means they will be using solid electrolyte. Reducing the significantly reducing, yes. If it's a new technology, then obviously it will be reducing all these different things. Okay? They offer higher energy density, allowing for longer ranges. They are a new technology, right? So they may be offering high energy density. They can be charged much faster than current liquid. Yes. See, what I usually do is, when it's a new technology, if I don't know the major disadvantages, if it's a new technology, it basically replacing the lithium-ion battery because it will be better than the lithium-ion battery, right? So mostly if it's an advantageous thing, then I usually take all the above as correct. For the fact that it's a 3-statement question, mostly they are talking about all the advantages. Solid state batteries are going to replace the lithium-ion batteries, so mostly I'll take the advantages as correct. That's it. Nahi hai. Sodium antimonate. Sodium antimonate. As an agent, a catalyst, electrolyte, neutron. Lithium-ion, nuclear reactor, refining, air bubble. So nothing is identical here. As an electrolyte, as a catalyst, as a neutron. Budget pay, mostly they talked about small modular reactors. But sodium feels like salt. Why would salt be used in refinery process? Lithium-ion batteries pay sodium, salt is used. A neutron observer in nuclear reactor, salt as a catalyst in petroleum refinery, as an agent in glass manufacturing to remove air bubbles. This feels like a bit specific because if this was not the answer, they could have. I mean, this is not an option which they can provide, right? Okay, fine. Why would they provide such an option such as an agent in glass manufacturing to remove air bubbles? If this was not the answer, then they could have just provided lithium-ion batteries, solid-state batteries, or something very famous, right? Why do they provide something very specific such as to remove air bubbles? So what did all of you give here? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What did all of you give here? Do you feel that A is a bit specific here? For the fact that, why would they provide glass manufacturing to remove air bubbles? Do you think that, let's say for example, if you're making a question here, can you make such an option such as removing air bubbles? No, right? So A seems a bit more specific when compared to all of the above. So therefore, I'll go with A. Okay. So the last and the final option is, first of all, try to do word deconstruction here. Sodium, meaning salt or something like that. Then go for identical options. Either कुछ भी identical नहीं है. Then go for the more specific option. Okay. Generally night blowing. So therefore, all three will not be the answer. Nicotiana, I don't think I want to know. Because I have never heard of the same Nicotiana, so it will be correct. Lavender I have seen. Okay, lavender I have seen the images. It's not night blooming. It's basically morning pay. So therefore lavender will not be there, and the word generally is used. So for all three will not be the answer. I'll go with only two. Bottlenose dolphin is a... But dolphins, do they hunt actually? Dolphins eats very small fishes. They are not hurt for hunting, right? Great white shark is a hunter. Killer whale is a hunter. Killer whales are very intelligent species. Intentional stranding and carousel spreading. Even though bottlenose is very specific, does dolphins hunt or they eat small fishes? Great white shark hunt, killer whales hunt and eat seals, walrus. See, among A, B and C, I'll go with something. Maybe C, great white shark. I mean, I know the answer is killer whale, but even B or C, anything would be possible here. With reference to Energy Conservation Sustainable Code, consider the following statements. It mandates minimum energy performance standards specifically for residential buildings, excluding all commercial. So Energy Conservation and Sustainable Building Code. So either no residential something is there. Why would they exclude commercial buildings? I don't think so. Residential buildings only. The code is implemented, so one won't be there. So it's only two and three. So two will be there. 3. The Bureau of Indian Standards is the primary agency. What does the Bureau of Indian Standards have to do in it? What is energy related to? Ministry of Power. Ministry of Power pay, we have, try to counter the same. If not the Bureau of Indian Standards, we have the Bureau of Energy Efficiency is there. So energy conservation and everything will be done by, not by the Indian standards or BIS. BIS is basically ensuring the quality of the products. BIS mark. So it will be Bureau of Energy Efficiency. So 3 will be there, not be there. So therefore 2 only will be the answer. So what's the time, Abhi? 12:52. Okay. So 12:52. Okay. So 12:52. So Abhi, in this paper, maybe for the reason that I have talked with you, I have done all the things, I won't be able to complete this paper on time. Okay. So Abhi, I have close to 50 questions to complete, and we have a time of close to 11:06 I started, right? So close to 12:06 I have to complete. So I have only like 15 minutes. 15 minutes पे I won't be able to complete the same. Okay, that's sure. But फिर भी when you are in this mode, then go for it. Okay. There is no second thought. You have to take the decision in like 10 minutes or something, 10 seconds, 15 seconds or something. Okay. So only 3. ये हमने डाला, ये हमने मार्क किया, ये पूरा मार्क किया. Kyoto. The Kyoto Clean Development Mechanism provided historical foundation for cooperation because India launched a carbon credit scheme. Does it have any relation for the fact that Kyoto developed the same? No. So therefore A won't be the answer. India launched carbon credit trading scheme, the provisions of energy protection. Maybe. The greenhouse gas emissions intensity target rules were issued by Ministry of Power to operate carbon credit scheme. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'll go with B because it will never be the reason for the same, but India launched a carbon credit trading scheme under the provisions of Energy Environment Protection Act. If not the Environment Protection Act, then it can be Energy Conservation Act of 2001. Environment Protection Act. Maybe Environment Conservation Act. The greenhouse gas emissions energy target rules were issued by Ministry of Power. So it was Ministry of Power. Ministry of Power pay, the Environment Protection Act won't come, and Energy Conservation Act can come. So I'll go with C. Okay? I don't think it's Environment Protection Act. I'll go for Energy Conservation Act. I'll go with C. ये हमने मार्क किया. Hong Kong. Persistent organic pollutants is a very general option. Oil spill is a very general option. Use of chemical weapons and their destruction. That's basically Washington Convention, Australia Convention, and everything. Hong Kong Convention, International Convention. Safe and environmentally sound recycling of ships. This feels like a more of a very specific option. Oil spill is very general, persistent organic pollutants is very general, chemical weapons is very general, but safe and environment organic pollutants, organic ship, it feels like a more specific, so I'll go with D. Are known to cause arsenic. Are they known to cause coal mining and coal combustion? I'm not sure, and the word known is written here, so I'll go with B. 1, 2, 4. Pantanal, I mean, I know all this, but I don't remember it. Okay. Pantanal is a large seasonal floodplain and world's largest tropical wetland. Which of the following countries? It's basically Pantanal, where is it? Brazil, Bolivia, Chile, Argentina. I don't know this. I don't remember. Okay. It is a soil mostly found in waterlogged and coastal regions such as West Bengal and characterized by high organic and humus. It is a product predominant in Deccan Trap. It is a soil commonly found in waterlogged and coastal regions such as West Bengal and is characterized by high content of organic matter and humus. Alluvial soil तो नहीं आएगा, lateral soil तो नहीं आएगा. It is a soil mostly found in Deccan Trap. So that's a Ragur soil, that's a PT soil. Okay, so A will be the answer. PT soil. Yes. So that's it, everyone. I mean, Amazon basing PYQ. Yes. So essay is oceanic. I mean, when you do the paper, it will be more fast. When you're talking and doing, it will definitely be very less. We can take some questions more. Let's say, for example, 65. In India, which of the following Information Technology Act are recognized by intermediaries? Cyber cafes, online payment sites, search engines, technological service providers are recognized as, mainly recognized, primarily नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है. सब कुछ हो सकता है, because everything can be intermediaries, right? Cyber cafes pay we use internet, online payments pay we use internet, search engines pay, telecom services pay we use internet. Under the data protection law, which of the following obligatories are mandatory for a significant data fiduciary? Mandatory. Appointment of a data protection officer, maybe. Appointment of an independent data auditor, mandatory is there. So the spectrum basically reduces. So I don't think all the above is the answer here. Undertaking periodic data protection impact assessment, maybe. Storage of all personal data exclusively within India, is it mandatory? Storage of all personal data exclusively within India, mandatory provision. Let's say Facebook, let's say Gmail, Google, data providers, payment providers. I'm not sure, okay? Exclusively within India, all personal data, maybe some of the data can be shared. Maybe the bank details, mobile number, they needs to be stored in India. Some of the details can be taken somewhere else. I don't think 4 will be there. If 4 is not there, appointment of an independent data auditor, maybe it will be there. I don't need to know. So A will be the answer. Among the following, how many of the functions are carried out by? Just the functions. Forecasting and alerting of cybersecurity, emergency measures for handling cybersecurity, सब कुछ cybersecurity है, cyber incident है, issue of guidelines related to advice, सब कुछ very general है, ठीक है? So all 4 will meet the answer. So guys, what I want to say is, you can maybe follow this time management strategy, but even if you don't follow the same, if you're someone who takes maybe 1 hour 10 minutes, 1 hour 15 minutes, that is also fine. But do make sure that you split that into 2. Let's say In 80 minutes, you are going to complete your first round. What do you need to do? In the first 40 minutes, you complete from 1 to 50. In the next 40 minutes, you complete from 50 to 100. Something of such you need to have. Or else, आपकी mental पे, आपकी mind पे है ना, that you need to have a target. Let's say for example, your target is 1 to 50 in the first 30 minutes. That I do. But mostly the 1 to 30 questions were economy and politics, which are something very conceptual in nature. So even if it extends to maybe 35 minutes or 40 minutes, you should calm your mind by saying that, Sreejay, that was mostly politics questions, that was mostly economy questions, which was conceptual in nature. That's why you took a more amount of time. But the abhi questions that you're going to attempt is mostly ancient history, art and culture, medieval history, science and technology, and environment, which you're very comfortable in, and which is not something very conceptual. That won't take you too much amount of time. Okay, so you need to calm your mind by saying all this. If the first 30 questions or the 50 questions that you did was your most difficult portion, that's why you took a more amount of time, maybe 35 minutes or 45 minutes. Kuch bhi ho to, you should be able to calm your mind. Okay, polity मैंने किया, economy मैंने किया, so the conceptual part is done. Now I won't be taking too much amount of time. Or the difficult portions such as history and everything I have already done. Now the second part is something that I can complete in the maybe 25 minutes or 20 minutes. So you need to calm your mind by doing all this, and do make sure that at least by the 10th FLT you master your time management as well. Okay, everyone? Any other doubts? Abhishek? So my first round always takes around 60 to 65 minutes for FLTs. The 30-minute target I have not been able to achieve till now. So going with the 2-round strategy. No issues, Abhishek. No issues. 2-round strategy, matlab what I'm saying is, if it takes you 50 to 65 minutes for the first FLT, I mean to complete the first round, that itself is the same. I'm doing the same. It's just that 60 minutes I'm dividing into 30 minutes. First 30 minutes by 1 to 50, next 30 minutes by 50 to 100. That's it.